Guys, it's April, and I got tagged to do the Bookish Thanksgiving tag, so that is what I'm going to do now in honor of Thanksgiving, because they go together. That's why it was created. I was tagged by Gwen over at Lavender Mud. I will link all the information down below, along with the original creators of the tag, so you should check all of them out because they are absolutely wonderful and it would be a good thing to do. So now the Bookish Thanksgiving tag book thing is centered around Thanksgiving dinner. So each of the questions is centered around a food that is usually served at Thanksgiving. Bread. What book is pure fluff and has no real plot line? I had to go to my romance section for that because romance sometimes is just about romance and nothing else besides that. And so I picked up The Stone Prince by Gina Showalter because this is just a book of fluff. A lot of fluff. It is about a statue that is now human. I don't think you need to know much more than that. You can imagine. You're imagining it right now. Turkey. What book made you want to fall asleep? That would be Flatland by Edward A. Abbott. There is so much weird theory and science and all that kind of stuff wrapped up into this book. There was points where I'm like, you're developing a world that pretty much doesn't make a lot of sense given what I know of the world now. So I'm starting to gloss over stuff. And are we done yet? Gravy. What book makes the whole series worth reading? And that is Fans of Mourning by Brandon Sanderson. Reading the whole Mistborn series and then these additions to the Mistborn series and finally getting to this book. This is by far my favorite book in the whole Mistborn universe. I absolutely love this book. I love it. I do. Yeah, it's a thing. Stuffing. What book is stuffed full of action scenes? I, of course, had to bring up The Martian by Andy Weir because the punches just keep on coming in this book. Over and over and over and over. The poor man! I never want to be stuck on Mars by myself ever. I'd be dead. Mashed potatoes. What book looked good and then wasn't? I got so stinking excited about Remembrance by Meg Cabot because it's been forever since she has released a book in the Mediator series. And there's a good reason for that because the Mediator series is pretty much completed. Didn't need this book. But when I heard this one's coming out, so excited, fangirled like crazy, read this book and wondered why we had to add it to the universe. I regretted it. There was just some things that were brought back up that did not need to be brought back up and it made me all kinds of sad. Cranberries. What book has the sweetest romance? For romance, I always go back to Daughter of the Forest by Juliette Merlier, as you can tell by the binding of this poor book. I love the romance in this story. It is so beautiful and it is so slow burn that it feels real in my brain and I love it so much because you get to develop with it quite a ways. So this is it. Corn. What is the corniest book you have ever read? I don't know if it's the corniest book I've ever read, but I saw it on my bookshelf and I thought it fit this category quite well, and that is The Knight's Kiss. Yeah, you can imagine why this is extremely corny. Green beans. What book is too long and could be shortened? While I love this book could probably have been cut down quite a bit. The Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas was a book I thoroughly enjoyed, but there were points where I was questioning why the scene even existed in the first place. Was it just so you could make a huge honking book to say you made a huge honking book? Because the plot line would have been perfectly fine without it. It would have. Pumpkin pie. What book do you read to get out of a reading slump? I normally just plow right through reading slumps. I just keep on reading, but there are times where I go back to this beautiful book, East by Edith Patu. I love the story inside of this. It's an East of the Sun, West of the Moon retelling, and the way she does this story is beautiful and I love it, and I've always enjoyed this story. It's one I go back to. So sometimes when I am in a reading slump and I need to go back to something that I know and I know I will enjoy and will get me really invested in the story, it'll be something like this book right here. Now this last one is not an actual food that is set up during the meal because that would be unfortunate. So I will preface that by continuing on with this. Dog or cat. Yeah, don't eat either of those. No. Okay. Dog or cat, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food that you would steal off of the table? And for me, that is always and forever the dark meat from the turkey. I'm usually stealing it as my dad is carving it off of the bird. I've gotten yelled at several times for that. And then I'm continuing to pick it all day. Yeah, that's me. So that was the Bookish Thanksgiving book tag thingamajigger. Tell me down below what book you are most thankful for, and if you feel like doing this tag, let me know and I will tag you. I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.